Corey, and here's a look at the 8 things you need to know today. A $3.3 million grant will help Minnesota reduce lead and other health hazards in homes. Counties in southeastern Minnesota have seen higher rates of elevated blood lead levels in children, according to the Minnesota Department of Health. News 8's Mal Meyer is here to explain how the money will be used to address this issue.
Yeah, Jordan, state officials will be working with local organizations in Houston, Winona, Fillmore, and other southeastern counties to get rid of hazards in area homes. And over the next 3.5 years, they hope to not only help the families that have already been impacted by lead, but also those that are at risk. Exposure to lead or lead poisoning symptoms can often be vague. Maybe something like irritability in young children.
Most commonly you'll see like nausea, GI upset, diarrhea, abdominal pain.
Dr. Chris Smith says you might start to notice a child isn't reaching certain mental milestones.
In my professional experience, I haven't seen any drastic lead poisonings. Usually we do catch them mostly in the screening phases at that 1-2 years of life.
If there is a concern, families can bring their child in for a blood poke test. The Minnesota Department of Public Health uses that information to help people address lead hazards.
We do see quite a few cases of elevated lead levels in kids in southeastern Minnesota.
With this grant from the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, officials will prioritize funds to address homes where the department already knows children have been exposed to the toxic metal.
But then we're also able to use the funds to help families who have kids that haven't yet been exposed to lead but have lead hazards in their home that could become a problem.
Officials will assess each property that gets enrolled in the grant to see if they need things like new siding or porches to get rid of the threat of lead. They'll be able to make repairs to single-family homes or apartments.
We're more likely to find lead paint that's breaking down on windows, and so sometimes we might need to replace windows.
While the department has done a lot of work to reduce rates of elevated blood lead levels, Yendel says that they're excited to bring additional resources to this part of the state.
There's a lot more work that we still need to do.
She says the goal is to complete work on at least 150 housing units, so that might be homes or apartments, over the length of the duration of this grant, which again is going to last for 3.5 years.
So how are they going to go about making repairs to these homes across the region?
So part of this is that they want to train more contractors to increase the amount of local work that can be done, and they'll be putting out a request for proposals to other agencies that are already doing similar work in some of these communities to ensure that this work can get done.
Absolutely, it's important. Thanks a lot, Mal.